right back with more of the Left and Right Show here on WNJC 1360 AM.
Isolation complete.
That's right. Welcome back to more of the Left and Right Show. We are here at 11:17 p.m. with our host tonight,
Zacharias,
and Buddy Smith. And right now on the phone, we have our special guest of the evening, Michelle Tomlinson. How are you doing tonight?
I am wonderful. How are you fellas doing?
Doing wonderful. I know you're in Los Angeles right now currently, right?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
Very nice. How it is out there in movie land?
Hot. It was seriously like 80 degrees today. I've worn a tank top all day long, which is so weird since it's November.
That's nuts. And Napa Valley this morning, and they were seeing some snow and wearing some hoodies.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's crazy weather out there.
Oh, my God. That sounds amazing. I would love to have some snow, and I would love to have to wear a hoodie right now, I tell you.
So, Michelle, some of our listeners may know you from some of your films. We know that you have a few films in the pipeline right now coming up. We've got the Divine Order, Axe to Grind, and we're having trouble with this one. Is it the Resurrection of Malchus?
Malchus.
Okay.
Right on.
Tell us a little bit about some of the projects that you have coming out.
Well, everything is wonderful and independent and delicious, as I love to do those things. And I think, gosh, I'm not even sure which order that they're going to be coming out exactly. I know that the Divine Order is still in post-production with the last bit of editing, because I ran into the director, Patrick O'Bell, at a Shriekfest gathering earlier last month. And I think Resurrection of Malchus is coming out in the second. It might be on a DIY type of basis, which I think is super, super smart for any filmmakers to do these days. But yeah, everything is as it should be, and working and doing amazing.
We're so excited. We definitely want to check these out. And can you tell us a little bit about MichelleTomlinson.tv?
Michelle Tomlinson, if I can talk, it would probably help. MichelleTomlinson.tv is what I started my own kind of, I don't want to say network, because clearly it's on the internet, but it's my own channel. And the small plan at this juncture is to have my show on that channel, which is an intimate look on Michelle Tomlinson with Michelle Tomlinson. And it's a web-based interview show that is available on iTunes as well as Vimeo to watch or to just listen as podcast. And it's with amazing guests that are really inspirational. It's about overcoming whatever obstacle it is. There are some people who are cancer survivors. There are some people who, took care of their parents from a young age, or they're a surviving spouse of somebody who has passed on. And there's just a lot of really great stories. There's 14 of them. So that's what that houses. The long-term plan is to have other people have their own shows and just have it hosted through that website. Okay. The long-term plan is to have it be a site that people know that really interesting shows are available, and so the long-term is to house other people's shows through there.
Now, mentioning shows, and I think that's an awesome concept. Buddy and I like to dabble in different online shows or little. We've done some pilots. Something that I remember seeing a while back, and I live on YouTube. I like to see everything. And when when I found out you were coming on the show, I saw your name linked to this, and I couldn't get over it because I'd seen it a while ago. The Adventures of McTNA with Kimberly Amato. This tickled me so much. I enjoyed it. I remember, I want to say this has probably got to be about 3 or 4 years ago that I had seen it. Tell me a little bit about that. Is there any chance that we could see anything else from this in the future? Because I thought it was hilarious.
Thank you so much. I hope so. Amato and I work so well together. She's somebody that we practically don't need to speak. It's that epic when we do get together. The only unfortunate thing is that she is all the way in Long Island and I'm all the way in Los Angeles. So things like the misadventures only get to happen when we are actually virtually together. And we do intend on shooting a short film in April. And so I'm hoping that in April is that time that we can not only have the opportunity to shoot that short film together that we're working on, but also shoot at least 1 or 2 more episodes of The Misadventures, because we've had several people ask us about that recently, and it's just like, oh man, we need to be in the same town at the same time. But it will happen. It will definitely happen.
I feel like there's so much, there's so many fun things that you could do with the whole Erdega concept. I still crack up when I just think about the secret language and how drinking affects it. It really tickles me. And Annie and Ronnie, am I remembering that right? That the whole what was the Team America World Police? It gave me that vibe, but with a more
totally.
It could have been that mixed with an sketch. I just thought it was so good. I would love to see some more of the Adventures of McTNA.
Thank you so much. We will definitely be doing some more, and it probably just won't be until 2015. So I think that we will have to extend our days together and shoot our short, as well as maybe 4 or 5 episodes of this adventure, so we can have a little backlog there.
Well, we're looking forward to it. Now, Michelle, let me ask you, we talked about some of the work you have coming out. Can we talk about a little bit of the work you've done in the past? What are the highlights? Yeah. What do you feel like the highlights are that our listeners might remember you from?
A lot of people are really familiar with The Cellar Door, as well as with Brain Dead. I'm sorry if I sound distracted. I'm just going to give a quick shout out to the Geek Squad. The Geek Squad has been working on my computer for the last 2 hours. I've been without internet, basically, on my computer for almost 3 days.
Oh, that's the worst
I've been
feeling.
dealing with Time Warner. I've been dealing with Time Warner and Skype, and trying to figure it out on my own. And finally, I have the amazing Geek Squad, and there's a gentleman who's just finished wrapping up a good 2.5 hours of trying to make sure that my computer is going to be in working order. So I apologize if I sound a little distracted. Most people know about The Cellar Door, and then they also know about things like Brain Dead and George's Intervention.
Okay.
Those are all 3 from the horror genre, and that's a ridiculously fun genre with which to work in. And they also know a lot about, like, Kung Fu Femmes is a web series that I'm the series lead in, and it's gotten so many hits that I do have a lot of people on Facebook.
Very cool. So you're known as the Scream Queen.
Yeah, the Scream Queen thing, my goodness. I think of Scream Queen, and I think of, like, the likes of Jamie Lee Curtis and Nancy on Nightmare on Elm Street. That's who I think of when I think of Scream Queens. And when somebody says that to me, I'm like, oh, that's cool. I would be fun to be a part of that cool club.
I think we actually earlier in the year had actually Heather Langenkamp, who played Nancy. We asked her that same question, and I know it's so funny to me because the actresses who've been in such awesome horror movies, that I feel like very humble about it. Very like, no, I'm not the scream queen, or I think we need, we need scream queens and scream princesses, and it's an awesome genre, and it's great to actually get to talk to some of the women who play these roles. Now, talking about your acting career, it's to my understanding that you are a acting coach. I
am, yes.
Okay.
It's, man, I gotta tell you, if I'm not on set, then my next love would be acting coach. I have the most, I don't know how I lucked out in this world. I have the most amazing clients.
Okay.
And I have everything from, like, 6-year-olds to people in their 70s. I have everybody in between that. And it is the most amazing thing to be a part of somebody else's journey. It's something I'm just honored to be a part of.
Now, do you feel like when you do this, I've taken acting classes, and I've studied Meisner and Stanislavski and all those things. Do you feel like as a coach, when you're working with someone, that you're taking something away from that you're growing as an actress yourself?
I I do, because honestly, I think one of the best ways to learn something is to teach it, and it's a great way to be reminded of what is important as an actor. And some of the things I do enjoy helping people through, especially it mostly happens with my, as I say, grown-up clients versus adult clients. My grown-up clients, sometimes they are blocked in some ways, and there's a lot of fear that does surround the world of acting. Mm-hmm. And so something that I really do love doing, and something I can say I can do well, usually, is help people unblock their fears around acting. And every time that there's a breakthrough with a client, I remind myself what their breakthrough is, and make sure that I'm applying it to myself, because we all have a difficult time, and we all have fears and stuff that goes through our head that maybe isn't necessarily true, but we buy it as the truth for whatever reason. And to help somebody kick down their own doors is a reminder that I always have to continue breaking my own. It's very humbling, and it's awesome. It's really awesome. So there's always learning to be had when you help teach other people anything. I don't care if it's math or acting.
Very cool. Now, where did you find your start in the acting world, or when did you know you wanted to become an actor?
I was a little kid, and Missoula, there's a Missoula Children's Theater, and these people travel through the country, and you get to audition for their plays and all that stuff as kids, the summer stock type program. And I fell in love with it when I was a wee little tot, maybe I was 6 or 7 or something, and then abandoned the idea completely all through high school. And then in college, I fell in love and was like, I can't imagine doing anything but this. And I was in a bazillion plays in college, got my BFA in theater at ENMU in Portales, New Mexico, and just, I don't know, man, I didn't have a plan B of like, if this doesn't work, I'm going to become an astrologist. I didn't go into it that I just fell in love and haven't looked back.
And for my Philadelphia listeners, Missoula, that's in Missouri?
Yeah, Montana, Missoula, Montana, yeah.
Montana, okay, well, I'm way off. The geography is not our favorite.
State.
In Philadelphia, we know here, and that's about it. Anything outside of here, we're very confused. We know where California is, though. I think.
Well, just keep going west, and then you'll hit the ocean. So it's thing with New York,
Oh man! But before we wrap up with each guest each week, we like to play a little game called Playing Favorites with our guest. We go over a quick fire, rapid question. 10 list of things. Favorite things for our guests. What do you say?
I say yes.
All right, let's play.
Playing favorites.
All right.
Uh-oh, I totally lost you. Are you there?
Yeah, we're here.
Oh, good. Okay, cool. Yes.
Yep, we're gonna go. Why don't you start it off, Zach?
All right. What is your favorite Thanksgiving food?
Mashed cauliflower.
What is your favorite drum solo in a song?
Inagata Davida.
All right. Your favorite guilty pleasure?
Vampire Diaries.
Your favorite Baldwin brother?
My favorite who?
Baldwin brother.
God. Alec at 30 Rock. Hello.
Your favorite hair color?
Sometimes it's blue.
Favorite alcoholic beverage?
Red wine?
All right. Favorite TV game show?
Oh, dear God. I don't watch them. The thing, No Whammies, whatever that show is. There was a No Whammies show.
Press your luck.
There you go.
Favorite meat?
None.
Vegetarian?
Okay.
Yes.
Fair enough.
And last but not least, your favorite radio show?
You.
That is the right answer.
Oh, man. Well, we wanted to thank you so much for coming on tonight. Before we let you go, is there any way your fans can, our listeners can find you?
Just find me on Facebook. It's Mighty McT or Michelle Tomlinson, whichever way you want to fling it. And I'm there, and I'm on Twitter and MichelleTomlinson.net. I'm pretty easy to find.
All right, Michelle. When you know more about the Divine Order coming out, please let us know. We'd love to have you back on the show and talk a little bit more about that specifically.
Thank you so much, and a big thank you to Joe Williamson. I appreciate it, you guys.
Absolutely. You have a great night. Thank you so much for coming on, Michelle.
Thank you.